lean over and I'm like, and they were like, and I was like, hey y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Miss JD. How y'all doing? What's good? If you're new, hey, how are y'all? Welcome to this beautiful channel where we do anything and everything. And if you're returning, hey, what's good, y'all? Y'all know the vibes. What's up? Okay, so for today's video, I'm gonna be doing a little story time. Woo! It's the very first one on my channel, right? Now, I was a little hesitant to do story times because I'm the kind of person that be telling 20 stories in one. Like, I'll get so distracted and so sidetracked and remember something because my mind be like everywhere. But I was like, no. You gotta give the people a little ka story time, a little ka something, ka ginger, ka that. Yeah. So, before we get into it, I'm pretty sure y'all saw the title already. This is a story time about how I almost got kidnapped in Dubai, y'all. I was in Dubai. No parents, nothing. Yeah, it gets a bit techie, but you know, I'm alive, so it's fine. We can laugh now, But before we get into it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And also share the video with your friends. What are you doing? I'll give you a minute. Okay. Minute over. So yeah, don't forget to grab some tea or some coffee and the snack or some popcorn because it's about to go down. It's real juicy, girl. This story happened years ago, man. It happened like 4 years ago, I think. So we went on a school trip to Dubai and everything was fine and dandy and like lovely. I was enjoying the desert. I was singing all the Arabic songs and like, you know, hey, get my life, get my life, get my life. Yeah, and I was having fun up until we almost got kidnapped. So what had happened was the second to last night, my friends and I went to the shops to grab a few things. You know, we all picked up a bra that I remember for sure, a sports bra, you know, because we wanted to be comfortable. We wanted to be that girl, you know. We wanted to protect the ladies, basically, yeah. So we picked up bras. And then by the time we get to our hotel and we try things on, I realized that I picked up the wrong bra. To be fair though, I thought my titties were a certain size, right? But it turns out they had grown and I was like, ooh, okay, growth. We love to see it, yay. Went to return it because obviously it didn't fit me. I had to get a bigger size. So the next day at night, because that's the only time we were free to wander around as there were several jam-packed activities during the day. So at night we're walking in the streets of Dubai, you know, living our best lives, staying out late. I think it was like 8-9 p.m. at that time, which, you know, is normal for people that live like abroad, but here everything will be closed. If you're not back home, you are in trouble. You know the vibes, you know. Yeah, especially being an African child. Yeah. So I was with, it was Shay, Emmy, and I, and we were walking out to go return the bra, obviously, and also get a couple of things, get a couple of snacks, you know, some sweets that we wanted to take home to our families. So we did just that. We're walking and I'm thinking, I walk pretty fast, right? So I'm thinking, you know, everyone's keeping up. I turn around and because I look to the side, I don't see Shay anywhere, I don't see Emmy anywhere. I turn around, I see Shay is basically low-key being harassed by this random man that's like, hi, do you know where York Hotel is? And I was like, what? And he's like, do you know where York Hotel is? And I was like, no, we're not taking you to our hotel, right? Then he laughed and he's like, no, York. and we're like, oh, York Hotel, and then we're like, we don't know, like, gosh, we didn't say we're tourists, but I feel like you were able to tell that we were tourists and we had no clue what we was doing, right? And what we ended up discovering was that this man was asking for the directions of York Hotel, but the hotel was actually right behind us, so that was a bit sketchy. But it's a good thing that I came in assertive, like, no, we are not telling y'all, you're not staying at our hotel, okay? Like, no. Because I feel like if we had stayed to chat with him, it could have gone left. But anyways, we continue the journey. We arrive to the store. We swap out the bras. I get the correct size. Everything's knock knock good. So, after we get the bras, there is a sweet section in the store. So we're like, okay, yeah, let's look at the different snacks, because a lot of these snacks we do not have in Zimbabwe, which is unfortunate. The range of snacks in Zimbabwe is like very limited. So yeah, we're like, no, let's take advantage of this. You know, I was looking at Reese's cups, the miniature ones. I was looking at like, there is Toblerone here, but I was looking at like the Toblerone packs. So, and I was skimming through like the crisp products. So I was looking at all the crisps, and out of the corner of my eye, I see this random man just like low-key watching me, right? He was like he was like 5'6", 5'7", 5'6". This man was 5'6". He was about like 60 something, maybe even older. And he's picking up, like, looking at the label, putting it back, right? And I'm a person that likes to be very aware of her surroundings. So, like, I like to know what's going on at all times. I like to observe so that I know, you know, what's going on at all times. So, I was like, okay, maybe don't think about it too much. Maybe he's just looking at chips. It's fine. I walk into the next aisle where there's chocolates. I pick up the chocolates, I'm looking at the chocolates. Sure enough, a couple seconds after, this man follows me into that aisle, right? And I was like, something is wrong and something is not adding up here. It's not, yeah, it don't make sense, right? So, bear in mind, I was standing alone at this point. Shay and Emmy were checking out the gum, I think, in the last aisle. So what I did was, instead of going into the next aisle, I ran 2 aisles to where my friends were, and I was like, guys!
Siam, 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 siam. Sisemia, sisemia, sisemia. Quang, quang, quang. Quang, 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 quang. Quang, 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 quang. Breaking news.
Right? And then in me doing that, he goes to the aisle that my friends are in, and I move back, and I'm like, you know, come. Then they like lean over, and I'm like, and they were like, and I was like, and then we move aisles, and they come closer, and I'm like, guys, I think that man is following us, and I don't think we're safe here. Please, like, let's just be careful. And if anything goes further, if he touches any one of us at any point, let's alert the security guard. Okay, so not even gonna lie, I was terrified. I was terrified, right? Because I was like, oh my gosh, yes, this man is like old and kind of looks frail. But like, I know not to underestimate people. Like, don't judge people just by how they look. You'll be surprised when they can carry you and they're tying you up and putting you in the back of their truck. So we went back to where Shay was. Sure enough, the man followed Shay to the aisle that she went in, right, by herself. So I realized that, okay, he was targeting people that were alone, right? So if we stayed together, he wouldn't be as aggressive. But then eventually, after a couple of minutes, you know, I got sick of it, and I was like, enough is enough. I had seen the security guard by the exit door, and like, I know the one thing the Middle East taught me was one Arabic word, which is la shadi, which means why like this, why like this. So if you scream that word loud enough, it'll draw attention. So I was I was ready to scream that word, right? Or like scream danger or help or be like, hey yo, to the security guy, like, But anyways, we ended up meeting up with Shay again, and we all stared at the old man and we're like, yo, like, leave us alone, right? Shay and Em were like, leave us alone. And I was like, la shadi, right? And then he noticed that, like, yeah, no, these girls are aware and I should just leave. And eventually this man, like, just walked out of the store and left. And I told my friends, yo, let's not leave right now. I don't feel comfortable in the event that, you know, he might follow us to our hotel, or he might just take us, or he might call his people and take us. I don't know. So, yeah, I made sure that we waited in the store for like a good 20 minutes before we left again. And then, yeah, we got our sweets and everything, left. Honestly, it was such a, like, it was such a good trip, but that experience was just so sour and so scary. Like, in the back of my head, I'm thinking of Taken. I've seen all the Takens at this point. I'm thinking, I ain't got a daddy like Liam Nelson who gonna be shooting people and saying good luck, you know? Like, yeah. So, I think moral of the story, honestly, is to be aware of your surroundings, and just when you're traveling as a woman, just always be precautious. Always have like something on you, because we didn't know really, we didn't have like pepper spray or like those, what are they called? We didn't have pepper spray or those like noise machines. We didn't have any of that. So, you know, it's always good to be aware and stay in numbers for sure. But you know, now that I'm thinking back to it, a couple of days earlier, we had walked into the store again at night. So you see, this is the reoccurring theme, being at night. So I think it would be best if you stay in your hotel, like, and not just wander around, especially if you're like younger like us. But we entered like a departmental like clothing store. It was like a mini clothing store, and my friends were looking at like the clothes aspect of it. I was looking at the shoes on the rack. I was by myself, and this man walked in. He was Indian. He walked in, and I could tell he was lingering around and looking at me, right? And I was like, okay, like, folks, maybe, you know what, in the back of my head I was thinking, okay, you know what, maybe it's okay, because like, you know, some of these people aren't used to seeing black people like that. Already on the first day, when we went on the Doe cruise, our transportation had other people who happened to be Indians, and they took pictures of us without our consent or knowledge, which, to be honest, is normal. If you're a black person and you're traveling aboard, yeah, expect for people to randomly like stare at you and like take pictures of you. So I thought it was just that, right? So I'm making my way to my friends, but I stop in aisle 1. My friends are in aisle 7, right? So I stop in aisle 1 to just look at stuff. I see that this man is in aisle 1 now, following me, just looking. And the worst part, what made it worse, was there was no male clothing. It was literally like women's clothing and like underwears, bras, lingerie, all of that type of stuff, right? So he did not have a need to be in those aisles, right? So I go in the second aisle, he follows me again. I go in the third aisle, surely again, he follows me. So I was like, okay, I need to get back to my girls, because I don't know what this man wants. I don't know what his motive is. It's just very creepy, honestly. So instead of going into the 4th aisle, I run to the 7th aisle, and I'm like, guys, there's this man following me, no. And while I'm saying all of that, he comes in, and he comes in, sees us, and then backs up, because he's like, okay, there's like 3 of them. And I was like, yeah, guys, let's go home. I don't think it's safe. this man, he's following me, so I don't, yeah, let's go home. And to be fair, that incident should have been a warning that we need to be careful about how we move and not to be like out late at night. But you know, we were living our best lives or whatever, you know. We were only able to do this once, so we thought, you know, why not? Let's just go out. We're going to get food. Like, what's the worst that can happen? But I guess the worst happened. So yeah, end of the story. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you stayed this far, you're a real one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, peace.